Okay, I'm out here today at the location of the one of my original videos called Yowie Evidence, which has been online actually now for quite a number of years, had quite a number of hits. This is the actual area where I first made this video, and I'm just going to go around. I'm going to document everything on video. I'm trying not to do much editing unless it gets frightfully boring. So again, quickly looking around, you can see a lot of trees and things that have been snapped and broken off and fallen down and things like that. Hardly anything compared to when I first came out here. I actually now believe that this area is most likely not active anymore. If it ever was. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I'm not a believer nor a non-believer in the Yowie phenomenon. I am just a seeker. So I've never seen one. If the day that I see one, I will become a believer. So I just try to look for any kind of evidence of their existence and try and present it to you as best I can. A couple of comments there on my original Yowie Evidence video. Someone saying that, you know, that it seems a bit too close. You can't hear the traffic now. You probably could have heard it before. That it seems too close to civilization to have a Yowie or anything like that existing. Contrary to popular belief, I think I left a comment on there as well, saying that contrary to popular belief, Yowies do exist around, civilization, around houses, around people, around roads. They're quite often seen on the sides of roads and intruding in people's yards and farms and things like that. So that's not really it's not really a just point as far as I'm concerned, because there's plenty of people, eyewitnesses, who have seen them on their property, on the sides of roads and things like that, as I said. One thing that I will mention out here, you can see all these paths, these tracks. I think I initially sort of thought that these could have been made by such a creature. I'm probably more likely to believe now that these are cattle trails by the cattle. That I've never seen a head of cattle in here, actually. Never ever seen anybody out here plenty of times. And I've never actually seen any cattle. But the evidence that cattle is here is fairly clear. There's dung everywhere and there's hoof prints everywhere, which could lead to some impressions that look a little bit like a humanoid type print. So I'm quite open-minded with anything that I find, and I'm quite willing to believe logical explanations as well. So we're just going to go around and see if we can see. Like I said before, I have found things around here that look like, particularly in the mud, and that's why I came out here again today, because it has been raining. So we'll just see what we can see. Look, out here to me now feels very... When I first came out here, this area seemed very, very creepy. This particular area that I'm in now. Very strange and odd feeling to it. That feeling sort of hasn't been here the last few times I've been out here. I think also the comment of somebody there was also, how often do you go out? Now, I've been out here since that original video that I made, going back probably, I don't know, 2006, 2007, something like that, maybe further, I can't remember. I actually did that on my movie function of my Kodak camera I had at the time. So today I'm doing this in a high def camcorder. So we'll just wander around and see what we can find. If it gets really, like I said, if it gets really boring, I'll edit those bits out, but apart from that, I'll just keep the camera rolling. Now I'm not going to divulge the location of this place, because it actually is a place that I'd like to keep secret. Not that there's anything, you know, terribly secret here to keep from people, but you know, you obviously don't want people coming around and making nuisance of themselves. So that's most likely a hoof print there. Now there are a few, if I orientate myself, there are a few odd tree snaps and things. Some that can be explained naturally around here and some that can't be. But I'll show you those as if I can find them. Like I said, it's been a bit of time since I've been out here. Now, I did, apart from the previous videos and photos you may have seen of this area that I posted before, I did come out here once with a voice recorder, and I stuck it out here for the night, and the batteries were fully charged. I put it on voice activation. I left it on fence posts just over here, over in here, behind this little bush area. Here is a creek where I found footprints, and the batteries were charged, put on voice activation in case anything made any noises. And I came back the next day. That's unusual, but inconclusive. Coming the next day, and it was, the batteries were completely flat, and there was absolutely nothing on the recording. Nothing, zero, nothing, absolutely nothing on the recording. I can't explain that one. Because there was no reason why it should have gone flat, and with considering that there must be noises out here for the night time, it should have picked up at least something, you know, even known creatures. So, but as I said before, not a lot going on out here at the moment. Not a lot of new activity or new damage done. Not a lot at all. You can see this tree here though. This is a bit unusual. A snap being up in that area, which is a bit odd. The tree would normally snap down here. And as you can see, probably another reason why a lot of these trees have fallen over out here too, is because it gets quite damp. The ground, obviously, looking around, gets quite damp, particularly after rain. So a lot of these trees are waterlogged and they rot at the bottom. So some of them could have fallen over naturally, some could have been pushed over by cattle. Excuse me, but having said that, this particular tree here is of interest to me. I'm glad I found it. But this tree obviously has been snapped over, grown down, then grown back up. So when this tree was snapped, it wasn't snapped at the base like some of the other ones which you can see around here. It was snapped halfway, wasn't killed by the snap, and just kept growing. So that's unusual. I mean, I don't know anything that would do that. I can't see any real reason why that would happen. This is new over here. Like I said, I probably haven't been out here for a good probably 12 months. I try and get out here maybe every 6 months and have a bit of a look around. Now this tree here has broken off there. fallen in that direction. Now the tree is dead. Did it fall over naturally or was it pushed? Like I said, I don't like to try and convince people of the existence of yowies and things like that. It's up to you to decide yourself. So I usually do a quick scan of this area around here because this was the most active in terms of tree breaks. There was lots of them out there, as I said before in my original video and the original trip I had out here. But a lot of those have rotted away, you know, they've broken and snapped and they've just rotten and they're just no longer here. As you can see, very mushy out here. Now I have received one report of a yowie in this area through my website. Not in this exact area here, but a small suburb town nearby. Someone did actually report one, seeing one on the road, or in their footpath, if memory serves me correctly. And this particular town is not very far from here at all. And you know, yowies, you know, if it's to believe that they are very territorial and nomadic, you know, they have, you know, certain areas that they traverse through, and but not a lot out here at the moment. So obviously a fair bit of cattle traffic through this area, and it's hard to make out even any cattle prints, let alone anything else, apart from that one there, which is fairly obviously the hoof. So I'm going to head over to the creek area now and see if there's anything over there. Now I did find it an interesting tree break just down here, which I didn't notice the first few times I was out here. So get off the beaten track here a little bit. I thought I heard a strange noise coming from over that direction. Could have been anything. Now, trying to see if I could find this tree break that was out here last time. Ah, here we go. Now this tree break here is intriguing. It was one of my older videos that I've actually since taken offline. Now what I find interesting about this tree break here is that with the other tree breaks that you've seen, some of them appear to have been rotten. So, you know, where the water's laid around the bottom, it's gotten rotten. The weight of the tree has just made it snap and fall down. With this tree, last time I was here, it was actually still alive down the bottom. But this tree has actually been, as you can see, if it was rotten, it wouldn't have this sort of material left. You know, that's a tree that's, you know, been broken when the tree was, you know, reasonably healthy. Because if it was rotten, it would be a rotten section. And I am a horticulturist, and I do understand how trees grow, and I do understand how trees rot, and I do understand that trees get attacked by insects and things when they're stressed and things like that. So I'm quite, again, you know, I'm quite willing to believe it's a natural occurrence. But for me, the look of that indicates that the tree was still growing when it was knocked over. That tree was shattered. By what is the question? Now, last time I was here, which was quite a while ago, cowbone there was a fairly significant track along this way. We might just have a quick, have a quick look. As you can see, there's a bit of a trail through here. Now you must understand that not lots of people come out here. There's another bit of a snap there. And what I found with this little track here before, if my memory is correct, is that this track here actually goes over a fence. So I don't know if it'll be as obvious as last time I was here. Here we go. So here's some interesting little things here. As you can see, our bracken fern here has been snapped by something. Now to me, this would suggest something fairly large. Okay. A cow? Maybe. The only problem here is that this track extends off over in this direction. I don't know if you'll be able to see it any good with this camera at the moment. To me right now, you can see a definite track through there, through that thick bush. I'll try and go over there. And this track, I actually followed this track last time. I don't particularly want to do it today, but this track went for a considerable distance that way. Now, if it's been established that there's cattle in this paddock, in this area, from time to time. Now, cattle don't jump fences. That's why we have fences, to keep the cattle in. So whatever comes through here goes over the fence, or through the fence. Okay, so there's nothing really along there, but back here, where that piece of broken bracken is, and through here is a definite path. Now I'm just going to go in here. It's pretty thick here at the moment, so I don't want to venture in too far. I'm just going to go in and have a quick look. Without snagging myself on the barbed wire. Okay, now as I go through here, I'm more concerned about the smaller creepy crawlies than the big hairy guys that may be out here. Now, see, as you can see here, there's a definite track that goes through. I don't know if it's obvious on this camera. Now, this section's here completely flattened down, and it goes through off in that direction, and you could keep following it. Actually, it looks like it goes up the hill here. See a bit of. Now I haven't been here for ages, so it's not, and I only started filming when I pretty much got here. So the track seems to stop that way, but there is flattened things here, flattened trees and things now. Right there has been flattened, and there's other broken bracken and stuff up here as well. So I'm just going to go up here. Aha, this is where I found the track before. Now this actually leads, you can see the open area there, and this seems to have come to a little bit of an end here, but you could easily there's a bit of a hole in the ground there. And there's some more squashed down plant matter down there. I can see it down here. And this track goes off. It keeps going off. You can also see it down in there as well. So I'm not going to venture too far that way because it just gets really thick. And I'm out here by myself, so I don't really want to go that far. But there's definitely something that uses this as a track. So if I go back this way, they go back a different way. Again, broken bracken, fern. Looking through here. Now we come to this bit of a tree root here. Now, I believe this, if you can see this down here, whoever's going to help me with this one, is something foraging for food, something digging at roots and things like that. You see it there as well, over there. Looks like the creek's pretty full at the moment, so I'm just going to jump over this fence. Well, actually, you know what? It looks like even possibly something goes round. Okay, I'm going to just jump over. Okay, so this is back over that fence we just came from. Now I'm just going to rejoin this track that I originally came in through for the fence there, and back to our piece of broken bracken fern here, and on we go. So, Yowie, wallaby, or whatever, something definitely uses that track, and something goes over the fence. Doesn't go under the fence. And cattle, like I said, aren't known to go through fences, so there's definitely a track there made by something. Okay, so I'm going to head down to the creek now, like I said I was originally going to do. There's a few little tracks through here too. Nothing majorly significant. Now it looks like the creek bed's actually pretty full at the moment. So I don't know who makes those tracks or what makes those tracks back there, but something does. Like I said, I'm open to any possibilities with that. If someone has got any information, please send me a message or leave a comment. Yeah, so the creek bed's actually fairly full here at the moment. Now this creek bed I've actually, you'll see it on my Yowie Evidence 2 video, which is only stills, of a big massive footprint that I found in this creek bed. And definitely humanoid shaped. So nothing obvious down there at the moment. Now I've walked all around this area before. I've walked all the way up nearly at the end of this creek. And I really haven't found much over this side of the creek, to be honest with you. Apart from the creek bed and that section in there, which is where I originally was when I started filming. I don't know if you heard that on the camera, it was a very odd noise just now. Okay, I'm just going to go up at the end here and I'll show you where I left my voice recorder. So obviously something goes down there, has a drink. most likely cattle at this point. So now over where this fence is here, is where I originally left my voice recorder. I left it here overnight. I think there was a fence post here back then from memory. It's maybe down in there now. It's just been overgrown since I was here last. Yeah, and I placed it basically on the fence post overnight. I put glad wrap around it in case it rained and got wet. Put it on a voice activation, hit record, and left it. Came back the next day. Absolutely nothing on the recording, and completely dead flat. Can't really explain it.